Something I've always found kind of strange about myself was how I have no friends, not a single friend. Even though I'm an adult now, I don't even have one friend. If I ever got myself into some kind of trouble or a pinch where I needed someone to help me out either financially or to give me a room so I don't go homeless, I don't have anyone that I feel like I could contact and ask for help as a friend. And I kept thinking to myself, why don't I have a single friend? It seems like everyone else has loads of friends, and it started to make me question myself. Am I not a good person? How come I don't have any friends? Am I that dislikable? And to be honest, I don't really put any effort into trying to make friends. I'm sure if I downloaded some kind of social meeting apps, I could actually meet people and potentially make friends. But for some reason, I just don't feel this intense urge or drive to want to make friends. I feel quite fine actually, just not having friends. I think the last time I had actual friends in real life was probably when I was about 16. After leaving secondary school, I never saw them again and never made friends again on a long-term basis. I met a few people when I went to Japan and on my travels, and I guess I could call them friends. But after we left the guest house, went back to our own countries, we stopped talking to each other and we just fell out of contact. It's just really difficult to go out there, meet people and make friends when nearly all of your hobbies are very solitary and can be done from home. And also, when you work from home, you don't really need to go outside to work and get a job. You can make money off the internet, or you have some kind of online business like I do. It's very, very difficult to meet people. If I had to blame anything for me not being able to make friends anymore, it's probably the internet. Even though I love the internet and what it's been able to offer me, it's just made the process of meeting people naturally very, very difficult and tricky. Before the internet, you had to go to school, you had to go to work, you had to work in a team. You couldn't really do things by yourself. You had to work as part of a company, part of a group of people, and you would meet people who had similar interests and naturally just become friends that way. You didn't have to download an app or put any effort into matching people on dating apps and try and meet people who you might have common interests with, and then arranging some kind of awkward date or meeting where you just go to a coffee shop and sit there and try and find out if you have chemistry and if you can click or not. I remember the day that I lost my friends from secondary school. It was the exact time when I started to get addicted to online games such as Guild Wars and World of Warcraft. The last time they ever came over to my house, I was playing Star Wars Galaxies and they just came over unannounced, unexpected. I didn't know they were going to come around. And I was kind of surprised by this and kind of annoyed as well because I was so addicted to this video game that was online. I didn't need real life friends anymore because you could just play with all these strangers on the internet. Before I discovered online internet games, I loved having friends. They would come over to my house all the time. They would bring their games consoles or they'd bring their controllers and then we'd all play Halo together or some kind of cooperative game on my big TV, and it was great fun. But when they came over to my house for the last time ever, I didn't want them to be there anymore. I became this massive dick of a person. What I wanted to do was play this online game with all these online strangers, and I just basically ditched my real life friends. They tried to get me to come outside to go skateboarding, and instead of turning off the game and joining them, I basically just said no. I had my back turned to them whilst they sat behind me talking to each other. And now that I look back at that time, I feel really bad for how I treated my friends and how I just kind of got rid of them basically and chose a video game, an online video game and online strangers over these real life friends that I had for so many years during school. And now that I'm an adult, I live this completely solitude lifestyle where I never go outside. I never go and meet people. I don't work for a company or at a place. I don't study. I don't join in with any social groups. All of the things I enjoy doing can be done alone. I don't need other people. I can just go onto the internet online and there's millions of strangers who are doing the same thing that I can play with and participate with. I don't need to get to know them on a personal basis. I don't even see them as real human beings. They're just like avatars or usernames on the internet. And yeah, it is a pretty sad and lonely lifestyle. I don't really feel fulfilled or happy living this way. I kind of miss having social interaction, kind of miss doing things with other people. But the problem is, I just don't really know what I would want to do with other people. Because all my hobbies revolve around being alone and being online. I don't have any offline activities like a sport or some kind of fishing or physical activity. So I've been questioning myself, do I really want friends? Is it just a pressure from society to have friends that's making me doubt myself? Am I actually wanting to hang out with someone and provide value as a friend? Because being a friend is also difficult. It's not just take, take, take. You also got to give back and provide value to your friend as a friend and help them out when they need it. And my past record hasn't really indicated that I'm good at that. Because I had this summer job back at school with my friend. We would deliver newspapers on our bicycles all around the village. And we did this over the summer holiday to make some extra money. And we promised to each other that even when school starts again, after school, we'll carry on doing the job because we want to make the money. And I thought to myself, sure, sounds great, let's do it. And then the first day of school started, and then I came back home tired and exhausted after school. And all I wanted to do was make a bacon and egg sandwich and watch cartoons on TV. Honestly, I completely forgot that we had to do the newspaper round after school, and he phoned me saying, "Where are you? I thought you were coming. I need you to come now so we can deliver the newspapers." And I was so lazy and so tired, I just said, "No, I don't want to do it anymore." And I said, "Sorry, goodbye," I put down the phone. My mum asked me what happened, and she got in her car and went to my friend's house and helped him deliver the newspapers in her car. She came back and she said my friend was really panicking and freaking out because he thought you were going to go and help him. At the time, I didn't really think anything of it, but looking back at it now, I feel so guilty. I was such a terrible friend. I can't believe I just threw him under the bus just because I was too lazy to hold up my end of the bargain with helping him out with the job. And I think one of the main reasons I don't want friends anymore is because even though it is kind of lonely and sad not having any, when you have friends, you do have responsibilities as a friend. If they message you and they need help and you don't go and help them, then they're kind of not going to want to be friends with you anymore. Maybe it is a very selfish way of thinking, and maybe I'm a really lazy person, but that is one of the reasons I don't really want friends. I don't really want like a bunch of people messaging me at random times saying stuff like, "Daniel, do you want to come here? Let's go there. Let's do this. Can you help me do this? Can you help me do that?" I've got my own things that I'm busy with. I've got my own hobbies that I want to do. And the idea of just having to randomly go out and do some random task because my friend needs help doesn't really interest me much. So even though it's kind of sad not to have anyone in your life, maybe it's for the best. Maybe the grass is always greener. Maybe if I did have friends, I'd be complaining about how annoying all my friends are, how I never have time alone to myself, how all these people keep messaging me and bothering me. But like with everything in life, there's pros and cons to most things, and you just have to weigh up the pros and the cons and think to yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth sacrificing this amount of time in my life to be able to benefit from this thing? And I think I've decided that having friends is not really worth it.